Good morning, everyone. Kind of hit the button a little quick there, but nice to see everyone here today. I've got Esther, Kathy, Ann, hi, Carrie, Linda, Renee. Lots of people are here already. And I'm excited about today because I'm going to be talking about the new In the Hoop Designer software. Tell me in the comments, do you have it? Do you like it? And we're going to get started here pretty soon. I see Julie's here, Mickey's here. Karina, hi Karina, it's nice to see you. Karina is a wonderful bag maker up in Norway. You guys should check out her page. Oh, Esther, you like my hair? Thanks. It's a little different. I get it done next week and can't wait. Jan has got the software and she says that she loves it. Thank you very much. Uh, I see a lot of people now are saying that they have it. Kathy Lambert has got it and she absolutely loves it. It's been, it's exceeding my wildest dreams, really, the amount of people that have it and that are loving it. Okay, so what we're going to do today, first, I'm going to kind of go over what I have coming up. And then I'm going to talk about the software, talk about what's in the software. Then I'm going to show you samples. I have, just take a look at my table for a second here. It's layered, and I've got stuff laying all around me that I want to show you. I want to give you kind of an up close and personal look at some of the things that you can make using this software. And we've really made it really easy for you to create, what I'm going to show you, and just really almost anything you can imagine you can create with the software. Then after that, I'm going to kind of actually go into the software and show you how to customize something, one of the built-in templates. And then I'll probably show you some more samples, and I'm going to go back into the software live, and I'm going to show you how to create a custom named keychain. I've seen some questions about it. There is a tutorial built into the software to do it, but I thought I'd show it live just to, it's always better to see something live. Phyllis has the software. She loves it. Hi, Frankie. Nice to see you. Hope I'm going to see you in San Antonio. Let's see. A lot of people are coming in, and thank you very much. So let's start by seeing what's upcoming. And let me get back to the first slide here. So tomorrow, I am going to be one of the presenters on sewingmachineplus.com's Hoop Fest. Hoop Fest is an annual virtual event that they do. It's a week-long event. And tomorrow, my time slot is 2:30 to 3:30 Central Time. And I'm going to be, again, talking about In the Hoop Designer software. And tomorrow, though, I'm going to be showing you, I don't know if you can see this, down in the corner, how to do a custom zipper bag. So basically, I'm going to show you how to use one of the built-in shapes to create a zipper bag. That'll be something kind of different for tomorrow. Let's see, after that, then the 18th of June, I'm hosting the free virtual Edge to Edge Evolution event. This is all about edge to edge quilting. Everyone loves to do edge to edge. You're going to get some tips, you're going to get tricks about doing it. You do have to register for this free event, but you have access to watch it through whatever that next Sunday will be. And if you're watching like on YouTube, if you click, I think it might be see more or more info, something like that, it will expand the description underneath the video, and all of the links are there to everything that I'm talking about. Also, if you're watching it on Facebook, as soon as the live is over, then the post, it will become like a post, and then you'll have all the links there too. Most of these things, if you go to embroiderygarden.com, and you'll see that sliding banner on the front page there. If you click on any of those, almost everything I'm going to talk about here is one of those banners. They'll take you directly to that event that I'm talking about. So don't forget the Edge to Edge Evolution. Then on the 19th, Caroline is presenting one of her virtual classes. The sewing class is for her square clothesline tray with the wood insert. And she has 2 inserts available. One says Dad Stuff, and the other one is Never Forget the Difference You Make. The wood inserts are a separate purchase from the class. There's a link on the web page to the inserts, and in the instructions that when you purchase the class, you download the instructions and you get that PDF with all the links and everything in there. Also, on the 19th at 1 o'clock, Caroline's class is in the morning at 11. At 1 o'clock, I'm going to be live with Eileen Roche of Designs by Machine Embroidery. She is celebrating her retirement with a big extravaganza through June and July. And I will be on with her and Joanne Banco. And we're going to be just talking about, things that we've done, collaborations, etc., and, wishing Eileen all the best. So stay tuned for that also. I'll have a link for that on my Facebook page when it becomes available. On July 10th, I am hosting the free virtual event. This one is Quilt As You Go. You're going to learn how to piece and quilt at the same time. And you're going to learn about Mylar with Pearly Gates, some of their designs. So, stay tuned for that. There is a link on Embroidery Garden's homepage for that. September 5th and 6th, I am going to be in San Antonio in person at the All Brands store. This is an event that they call All Brands Academy. And what it is, it's kind of a round robin type of a class where there are 6 different classes going on and groups of people rotate between those classes. So I'll be teaching. Sheila Ryan from Designs by Baby Moon is going to be teaching. Courtney Douthit, Barbara Douthit are going to be teaching, and along with Kim Montagnez, who is a brother educator, and Tammy, who I believe is someone who works at their store. This event, seating is really limited because it is at their store, but they set it up so that you can rotate between these 6 different classes. So be sure that if you want to come to San Antonio and attend this event, that you do get registered pretty quickly for it. And let's see, I got one more thing. I'm going to be in person in Tempe, Arizona, October 23rd, 24th, and 25th at Mole Queens. This time, Darren is going to do an event where you pick the projects you want to stitch and the times and days you want to stitch them. So of the 6 projects that are available to do, he's broken it up into classes of 2 projects each with a morning or an afternoon time slot. So you get to pick what you want to do. And again, get signed up for that. It's 1 person on a machine. You pick your projects, your times, and they're expecting this to sell out. So be sure to grab your spot. Also, let me move over here and get this off of here. Whoops. I got to put me up here big. And hold on. There I am. And don't forget to enter the giveaway that I'm going to do at the end of this demo. #garden is what you need to type in. It's right down in the bottom corner. Only type it in 1 time, and there will be a drawing at the end for a $20 gift card to embroiderygarden.com. Somebody remind me if I happen to forget that. All right, so I see a lot of people are typing it in. Polly wishes she could be at the event at Mole Queens. Come on down. It's going to be fun. And let's see, what am I going to go to next here? You know what? First, let me talk about the software, and then I'll show you samples. So let me get this put up. So if you haven't heard, it's called In the Hoop Designer software. And this software allows you to be an In the Hoop designer. And I'm going to kind of take you through it a little bit and show you kind of how it all works. But this software was co-developed between myself and DIME by OESD. It gives you the tools that you need to easily customize, create, and stitch in the hoop designs. And we have made it so easy for you to be able to do all of this. I'm going to kind of take you through some things here. What is in the software? Well, you're going to get 200 in the hoop templates that were designed by me. These templates include different types of banners, different sizes and shapes of zipper bags, different types of coasters and mug rugs and keychains and little hangings, quilt blocks, and so much more. There are, again, over 200 in the hoop templates that you are able to customize. There are 320 shapes. And, you know, in the hoop designs are basically created from shapes. And I have been doing some tutorials and, some demos showing how to use some of these shapes to create in the hoop designs from scratch. So, 320 shapes, that's quite a bit. There are over 1,200 designs built into the software. These are completed designs. These are designs that you could change out on these templates, or you could just load them and stitch them onto anything that you want. There are over 1,300 charm designs, and a charm design is a design that's about 2 inches in size. It's for like smaller things, like for your mug rugs, your coasters, your keychains, things like that. And, all of these designs that I am talking about can be resized. There are 30 buttonholes. Buttonholes, you can do a lot with those. You can put ribbon through them to hang things, eyelets for ornaments. You can do quite a bit, and there's lots of different shapes and sizes of those. There are 12 fonts built into the software. There are three monogram fonts. So there are a total of 15 fonts really in the software. There are shaping tools that allow you to change some of those shapes that are built in. Maybe you don't like something, you can easily edit it and change that shape. There are artwork tools, including the exclusive eraser that's in the software. That's something that when we were developing this, I told, Designs and Machine Embroidery, I want an eraser in there because when you're doing certain things, an eraser is very important. And the eraser is not available in any other DIME software. Also, it has the exclusive double-sided one-click applique. And what's that mean? Well, it automatically adds that tack down you need for when you attach something to the back side. And I'm going to show you a sample of that. Every one of these templates that I'm talking about, the over 200 templates, have printable instructions. The software works on Windows or Macs, and you don't need anything special if you have a Mac. You don't need translators or parallels or any of that. It just works. The software is standalone. You don't need anything else to run it. It runs through DIME's embroidery toolshed. And let's see, it works with any brand of machine because you can save it all the major formats, and you can create your own cut files. So that's pretty exciting. See, so I mean, right there is so much stuff that's available in the software. So let's see, what can you make using the software? Well, I gave you some examples. These are some things. I actually have this slide in here because DIME had a lot of my samples and I just got them back. So I can actually show you these now. First thing, that's a coaster. There are, I don't know how many different shapes of coasters in the software. There are little hangings. There are, again, the zipper bags that's showing a kind of a hexagon shape of a zipper bag. The little door hanger, that's a template. Mini mug rugs, many different tags. You see one going around a candle there. Keychains, gift card holders, banners like that trick or treat, lots of different shapes of banners and different ways of finishing them. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. The next thing, another zipper bag, that's a rectangular one. Sewing notes, that's a little notebook holder. And then there's another hanging. And I'm going to show you all these up close and personal here in just a minute. Caroline says the eraser is the bomb. I agree too. I am so glad they were able to get that in there. So how this really works, I'm going to go in the software and show you, but we have a design wizard that allows you to customize these templates. Remember, there are over 200 in the hoop templates. So when you bring it through the wizard, you can resize it. There are designs already on these templates. You can change those out using what is built into the software or designs from your own stash. You can bring those in. You can change the lettering. Once you have the design on the screen, you can further customize it. You can change the quilting fills. You can change line properties, and that means something is, if I have a run stitch there and you want a candle wick, change it. There are lots of different line properties to choose from. You can rotate lettering. You can change the fill direction. You can add, delete items, change the font style, or even use a true type font that's built in onto your computer. You can make these templates into appliques and do so much more. And like I just mentioned, you can also create cut files for your cutting machines, whether they use SVG, FCM, or there are some other types of cutting formats you can save in also. So to kind of just give you an idea of what I said, that wizard, when you bring something in of those 200 built-in templates, everything is going to stay in order. And we all know that is the most important thing in the hoop design, is to keep things in the correct order. And when you bring something in through the template, when you change stuff, it's going to stay in the order. So over on the left-hand side, I'm showing a built-in template. This is just like a little satin edge coaster. So I just brought it in. And you can see it came in through the wizard there on the right. So let's see some customization. So again, on the left, there's that built-in coaster. But when I brought it in through the wizard, first thing you see, I resized it. I made it bigger. Next thing you see, the quilting is changed in the background. And I brought in a different design. And on the original, the 2024 is the text on there. And I changed it to bonjour. So you can see how you can customize something. But you can also use built-in shapes or shapes you bring in to the software to create things from scratch. And I'm going to show you some of those. In fact, I'm going to show you all three of these things and talk about kind of how I created those in the software. This stuff is really easy. It truly is. It's really not that difficult. Also, I talked about you can create cutting files. I'm going to show you the sample stitched out. It's basically that coffee cup is a shape that I brought in. I did that double-sided applique to turn it like into a coaster so that, the back is covered. I did a satin stitch on it. You can see that I also added like a decorative stitch over it. The coffee on my mind is built in. I brought that in. But then you can see like in the middle, that top photo, I clicked on the little, I first selected the placement, and then I clicked on that little saw blade, and that shows me my SVG file. And then all I do is save it. And that photo in the center at the bottom, showing all of the formats you can save in for cutting machines. And then in the bottom right, I actually cut it out of, I used OESD's fiber form to make this nice and firm. And I'm going to be showing that to you. So that's kind of what the software is. And I saw questions coming through, and I'm only here by myself today. So if you have a question, kind of put it in like right now while I'm looking at the screen and can see it. Linda Brooks says she would love to have this software. You want it? Go to embroiderygarden.com, and it's right there on the front page. You can read a little bit more about the software, and you can purchase it right there from embroiderygarden.com. And I see people are still putting in hashtag garden. Callie loves the coffee mug design idea. Yeah, wait till you see it. It is really nice. And everything in the software stitches out beautifully. I think that I saw a question a little bit earlier that someone said they have other DIME software and they want to know what's different about this software. There is so much different because you got the 200 built in the hoop templates. All of those designs, those 1200 designs and the 1300 charm designs, this is all new designs. These are not found in other DIME software. You've got the eraser, you've got the double-sided click applique. You know, there are other things, but that's what comes to mind right off the top of my head right now. Caroline wants to know, is Fiberform similar to Peltex? It is. It's similar. I thought it was easier for me to cut on my cutting machine than Peltex is. It's not quite as thick as Peltex, but it gives some really nice body. And when I show you the coffee cup that I did, and a couple of other things I have laying here that I use that in, you'll see what a nice shape that it gives things. All right, I'm trying to see if I can see any other questions before, oh, here's one. Can you bring in other designs and make changes? Yes. So if you're talking about bringing in a design to add to one of the templates, yes, you can do that. And I'll show you that when I take you into the software. One thing I would kind of say, anything that you create with what is built into the software, you can resize it. I mean, it's going to stitch out beautifully. And I'm going to show you some things that started out at one size and were stitched at a much larger size. If you bring in like another designer's design of, I don't know, a flower that they did, and you start resizing it and stretching it out and stuff, you know, you can't guarantee how it will stitch out because you don't know what software they used, etc. But you know, you can on the screen, a lot of times you can tell if something's going to stitch out well or not. Let's see. Can I pay with Synchrony and Sewing and More Card? Basically, you're going to have to use, you know, PayPal or a credit card to shop at embroiderygarden.com. And I see people are still putting #garden. Make sure you do it. Make sure you only do it one time. All right, let's go into the software. And this time what I'm going to show you is just how to bring in something, one of the in the hoop templates, and how all you do is just bring it in if you do want to just stitch it. And then I'm going to bring it in and we're going to customize it. And after that, I'm going to show you it actually stitched out. So let me go ahead and bring that up. In the software, I'm going to customize one of the built-in templates. To access the templates, I'm going to go up into the upper right and click on the In the Hoop wizard. This opens up the wizard, and under template, I'm going to click open to access all of the built-in templates that are included within the software. There are a lot of them. I'm going to go to Mug Rugs. I'm going to choose this one, click OK, and it brings it up onto the screen. One thing I can change the size of it. What I want to do with this one, I'm going to make it for right now, I'm going to change the size so that it will fit into my 8x12 hoop. If I want to change this flamingo design, if I wanted to use something built in to the software, I can go to the library. Or if you want to bring in a design off of your computer, you would click custom. I'm going to bring in a library design. I'm going to go down to food and drink and choose the cherries and click OK. I can angle this if I want to. I'm going to wait and do some other editing when I have it on the design space. Now the lettering, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to Life Is. In the second line, I'll change to a bowl of cherries. Now again, here is where you can access the instructions, the PDF to know how to stitch the design out. Step-by-step complete instructions. You can print these out. I'm going to click apply to apply the changes that I made, and then OK, and it puts it onto the design space. So now I want to do some more editing. I'm going to move my cherries over here for now. I'm going to move my lettering onto this side. I don't really like the font for this particular project of this. I'm going to go ahead and just delete that right now. And I'm going to click on this lettering, and it will open up the window on the right-hand side. I'm going to click on the A for text, and now I can edit the text. I'm going to change the height. I'm going to make it 0.5 and click OK. Now, to get my other lines of text in, I'm going to be using the same font. So the easiest way is to copy it and paste it. And I'm going to move it down so you can see that. Go back over to the text window and change this line to a bowl. Hit apply. And I'm going to copy and paste that. Move it down. Go back to the text window and type in of cherries and hit apply. I'm going to be, so this is the text I'm going to be using. I'm going to select all 3 lines, and I am going to vertically center align it. Whoops, sorry, wrong button. I want to horizontally center align it. Let me undo that and undo that. And horizontal center align. And what that does, it aligned my lettering. It centered all of the lines. I also want to distribute the lines vertically. And what that does is it creates the same amount of space between each line of text. So I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to bring my cherry down. I think I want to rotate it a little bit. I think I want to enlarge it a little bit too. This is where you can play, move things around, adjust everything how you want it to be. I'm going to select my cherry. I'm going to select each line of my text, come up to the ruler here, right click and center origin. And what that did is it put everything into the center of the design. Now I want to change this background quilting. I could go over here in the upper right, click motif, and use any of the other motif fills. I could change it to a shape. There are different shapes of background fills I could put in. I could do an echo, I could do stippling, I could do advanced stippling. Again, with this, there are lots of choices. And let's see, I could do a wave or a grid. I am going to leave it as it is, but I want to change the direction of these stitches. So if I go over into the upper left and I click the shape tool, you'll see that it puts a yellow line onto the page, and the quilting was going at 180 or 0. I'm going to change it to go to 90. Click off in the design space. Whoops, there it goes. And you can see it change the direction. Now this outer quilting, I'm going to change it. Again, I had those same choices that I had when I wanted to work with the other quilting. I'm going to keep it as a motif, but I'm going to change it to, let's see, I'm going to pick this one. Now the pattern length, that means how close or how far apart the stitching is. I might want to drop that down a little bit and hit apply. Same thing with this. Since the shape tool is still selected, I could change the direction of the stitching if I wanted to, just by moving this line. If I made it go 90, click off in the space here, you can see it changed it. I kind of like it how it was, so I'm going to just hit the undo key. But everything over here in the sequence window, everything is still in the order it needs to be to stitch correctly. That's what's great about the wizard. It keeps everything in order when you make changes. So the only thing that I want to do now is I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to go into the upper right to the transform button, and I'm going to change the size because I bought a tray at a department store and I want this mat to fit into it when it's done stitching. So I measured the inside diameter, the height and width of my tray, and I'm going to uncheck maintain aspect ratio, and I'm going to change the width to 13.65, and I'm going to change that height to 9.65 and hit apply. And then all I'm going to do is just kind of scroll down here so it fits all into the window so you can see. And I'm ready to, at this point, I would select it all, rotate it, because it will stitch in this orientation in my hoop. It will be stitching vertically. At this point, I can go up to File, Save As. I would give it a name, and first I would save it in the native format of the C2S and click Save. You want to save it in the native format, so if you do want to come back and make any changes, you can easily do that. Then I would go back to File, Save As, and this time give it a name and choose the machine embroidery format that you need. Click Save, and then take it to your machine and stitch it out. And that's how easy it is to customize one of the built-in templates. All right, so you can see how pretty easy that was. So that flamingo design, that original mug rug, could have just brought it in, clicked OK, and stitch it out. But you saw that I customized it, and I'm going to show you it all stitched out here in just a moment. Some questions did come up, so I'm going to go back to those. And let's see, this one is, if making a keychain with a name, can you import it to cut and stitch software to cut the vinyl? So cut and stitch software is another one of DIME's programs. So if you have more than one of DIME's programs, you don't have to import it. I mean, it's already there. So if you wanted to create a file, a cutting file, that you can cut out let me just grab something here. So for example, let's say you made a custom keychain like this, and you want this to be your cut file. You want to cut out your pieces of vinyl before you start. You can do that in the Hoop Designer software, because again, remember I said you can create SVG files. So if you want to create an SVG and cut your stuff out, you can do it. The only thing you would need to do is you would need to create a placement so you know where to place that cutout shape. And let's see what else we have. We have another one. Elaine wants to know, can you bring in other previously purchased embroidery garden designs not already in the program? You can bring in any design on your computer that you have. Now, can you easily change things that I just showed you how you can? Not so much can you do those type of changes. The beauty of the program is we made these in the hoop templates, and they are in that native C2S format. So that's what allows those to be so easily customized. And there was one more question. Let me grab that. And let's see, Marta asked, is there a way to print out what you just showed to show it bigger? That was just like a video that I showed. When you go back and rewatch this, you can, maybe change the settings of your computer if you want, and, get a bigger picture of that. All right, I'm going to go back to see if there are other questions before I start showing you some of the stuff close up. All right, I don't see any. So what I'm going to do is we're going to show you that mug rug that I just customized. So this is the mug rug right out of the software. So I could have brought this in, stitched it out, and Let me get rid of this. And, you know, it's a cute little design. This is an applique here in the center. Again, I can't remember offhand how many different mug rug styles there are, but there are at least, I think, a dozen at least. So this is what was started with. This is what was customized. And this is in the 5x7 size. So this is showing all those changes that I made to the original flamingo mug rug. Then I took it and I made it bigger. I think this I made 8x12. Now you can make things any size you want. It depends on what size hoops you have for your machine. I mean, you certainly can't make something that's bigger than your hoop and stitch it out. You can make it bigger, but your machine won't stitch it if it's, you know, if 8x12 is your largest size and you resize something to 9.5x14, well, then your machine won't stitch it, but you do have the ability to do it. And then this is the one that I customized, or one that I enlarged for this tray that I have. So this is the tray that I bought. I don't know, I think I bought this tray at Walmart. And I enlarged it to fit the inside of the tray. All I did was measure across and up and down, entered those measurements in. I think I made them slightly smaller just so that to allow for, you know, the turning. But it fits perfectly in my little tray. This is something you can't buy like from a designer because it's custom. Remember, this was like, I think 9.65 by 13.65, something like that. But this shows that you can take the original, customize it, enlarge it, and enlarge it again. Now, I'm going to start showing you some other things that you can do. So this is another template in the software. And this is another mug rug. This one has a, I'm going to call it a pieced technique on it. There's a piece of fabric here. This fabric was laid on top. It seamed, flipped over, so you get two fabrics. And there's quilting over the entire thing. Trying to hold it up so you can see it. And then the Hello Spring built in with the little bee is a built-in design. This comes right out of the software, just like this. The back side, I make them all envelope style. Okay. This was customized into this. So again, this fits in my tray. It's not something that I could buy somewhere, a design that fits this particular tray that I bought at Walmart. Again, it's got the envelope style back on it. And what I did here was I just enlarged it. This design is built in. I took the lemon built in. I changed it to an applique. Remember earlier I told you you could change things into an applique. And I used some Caesar yellow glitter for the lemon. And it's just adorable. It's really, really cute. And what I did here over that seam where on the original, I have, you know, it's piece, there is nothing over that. I decided to just draw a line and then apply a candle wick to it. And it just looks absolutely adorable. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love this so much that I made some other matching lemon themed things using the software, and I'll show you those now. And how Ginger says, the lettering is beautiful and so sharp and clean, isn't it? Everything in the software stitches out really beautifully. So this is another lemon project that I made. Let's see, this was that same lemon that I did for the inside of that mat. And what I did was I stitched it onto, it's a little bit hard to see. I'm going to try to hold it up. This white is OESD's Luxe Sparkle Vinyl. It's just got a little bit of glittery sparkle to it. And when I say vinyl, it has like a canvas back to it. It is not like any type of heat transfer vinyl. I did use the Caesar glitter HTV vinyl as my applique fabric. Here's the back side. You can see, look how nice and clean the backside looks. And I put a piece of clear vinyl over this. I love putting clear vinyl over top of my coasters, etc., because then I have the ability to just wipe it off. So that was another lemon thing that I made. And basically, when I brought in this lemon shape, I created an outline. And that's how I got this, the white area underneath here. And basically, that's just select it, right click, create an outline. Very easy to do. I made this matching little, it's a napkin ring. It's got a snap on it. How I did this, let me take this off so you can see it better. I really drew a rectangle with some of the drawing tools. This is a built-in shape, the center part here. I welded these two things together, this rectangle and this shape, to make it one full piece. And this is a built-in design, this little lemon. See, we got a question. Sheila wants to know, is the glitter vinyl washable? Yes, Caesar HTV glitter vinyl is washable. That's the stuff that, you know, you cut out and you make shirts with and stuff. So yeah, it's completely washable. The coaster that I showed, let me grab that again. Now, you would wipe this off. You're certainly not going to put this in the washing machine because it's vinyl on both sides, but you can certainly wipe that off. Another thing that I made to match this little set is just this little tag. This Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy is a built-in design. The shape is built in. This is one of the things that I used, that double-sided one-click applique. And Dina wants to know, is the weld option part of In the Hoop Designer? Yes, it is. Everything I'm showing you was made with only the features of In the Hoop Designer software. So this is just like a little tag. You can see the backside is covered. I'm going to hold it up a little bit higher because I put a satin stitch going around, but then I brought in a motif stitch and added that. And just look how cute that is, how much it pops. And that's all I did. And this has that fiber form. So see how nice and firm it is? If I kind of hold it up like this, it's not like flopping over or anything. It's really nice. It's really firm. I'm going to probably use this as part of a tiered tray display that I have. Something else I want to show you. Let me get this close. See how sparkly this looks? This lemon, it has a fill in it. And I clicked on the fill and I lowered the density. Or I'm sorry, I lowered the density to make the stitching more spread out. So when I stitch this lemon part, I put a piece of Mylar underneath there. And I just want you to see that glitter in there. There are so many things you can do with the software. And I'm going to switch to myself for 1 second here. All these things that I'm showing you with the software that you can do, I am going to be doing tutorials, videos, etc. on these things. My name is on this product along with, you know, DIME by OESD, and I am there to back this product. So know that. And DIME by OESD, they had their software success. They have their Facebook group, all about their software that you can join and ask questions and stuff. So there's a lot of support for this software. So I'm going to go back and we're going to look at some more samples of some things. Caroline says she loves that double-sided applique feature. It makes everything so much easier. And while you said that, I am looking for, here it is. Let me grab my sample of that. And let's see, Angela, appreciate all the hints. Great. You want to know more, Jareen, about the software? Just go to embroiderygarden.com and click the link there. And Donnell, you're so creative. Love the examples. You know, there are events, you know, showing the software, but I don't think, you know, during those events, you don't get there's not enough time to show you things up close. So that's why I wanted to do this demo today. And Lorraine, she says she really likes the In the Hoop software and is grateful that I will be helping. Yes, I'm coming up with projects. All these things that I'm showing you, they're either built in or I've created, and I'm going to be there to support it. You can know that. So in that slideshow, I showed you the cup. Remember? This is a built-in shape. So it's just a shape of a cup. So I brought it into the software, click the double-sided applique, because here's the back side. You can see that it's covered. Looks very nice. And that double-sided one-click applique gives you that extra tack down you need to get this back piece on, and it puts it where it needs to be in the design. Coffee on My Mind, that's a built-in design that I just brought it in and sized it. And again, I put a satin stitch on here and then put a decorative motif stitch over the top. And again, that fiber form, and it's really nice and sturdy. And this is my fiber form that I cut out. So after the placement line was stitched, I put down my cup inside of that placement line, put my fabric down on top, stitched everything, and, you know, just continued on, and turned out a really nice little coaster. And again, this cut perfectly. And what's great about the SVGs that you create using In the Hoop Designer software, you just click on it, turn it into the SVG, and it fits perfectly into the design, into the placement. There's no need to take your SVG file and, you know, you got to click something to make it a smidge bigger or a smidge smaller. It just fits perfectly as soon as you make it. So let's go on and look at some more stuff. I've got so much stuff. So tags, you can make all kinds of ornaments if you want. And again, bring this in. You don't like what it says? All you do is click on it and change it. Maybe you want it to say, I don't know, elf approved, naughty list, or if you want to change anything that you want, you can change it. Again, backside, look how pretty. And Jan wants to know, could you use vinyl for the coffee cup? Sure. You could use anything that you want for the coffee cup. Lorraine, is Fiberform a new product? I'll tell you, it's a new to me product, but it is not new. I'm grabbing a roll of it here. It's new to me from OESD. I have not used it before until I started using it on, you know, some of the samples that I was stitching out, but it comes in a roll like this. And like I said, it's very easy to cut with your cutting machine, and it just adds that body that you need for, you know, certain things. And Joyce, it is from OESD. Just go to oesd.com and you know, you can order it right off their site. And let's see, Lisa wants to know, so the weld stitch is considered to be like a satin stitch all the way around. No, what weld is it's combining two pieces of artwork. And I'm going to show you that when I go into the software here in a moment, and I'm going to show you how to do a custom named keychain, and I'll be showing you that what weld is. So just hang on a little bit. So again, here's a tag. This one, I actually tied it around like a candle. Again, you don't like what it says? Change it. You only want one buttonhole, delete the other one. So many things you can do. Here's another shape tab. Again, all of these things are included in the software, ready to just be stitched or customized. You don't like this flower on here? Delete it, put in something different. And you can do that through the wizard. Here is a ornament that I made using artwork that was built in. So there is a snow globe artwork that is built in. And I basically turned it into an applique. Again, it's got that fiber form in it. You want to see the back side? Look at that. Stitches beautifully. Let's look at the front again. I added a piece of clear vinyl. Excuse me. What was I going to say? OESD has this clear vinyl for machine embroidery. So I put a piece of it over there, over top of it. I added a little bit of fake snow in there. I might have gotten a little bit too much on this one, but I still think it turned out really, really nice. Trying to give you a close-up look without it glaring too much. And look at this nice little hanger, this eyelet. It's included. All I did was add it in. And I've got a cute little ornament, and I can personalize it with all the family members that I want. Here's another built-in ornament. This one is built in just like this. You want to change the name on it, you can. This one is just done on felt. It's done on 2 pieces of felt. And again, look how cute that is. Built right into the software. And on this, I used a vinyl. This is a heat transfer vinyl called Aurora. And it's got a really nice shine. And Cindy, I know you are waiting and waiting for that edge to edge. How I'm going to show you how to create those. I'm going to talk about those in just a moment, and it's probably going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be showing you that. Let me get back to showing you stuff. I know it's a lot, but there is so much that the software can do. Let's talk a little bit about some banners. So there are different types of banners in the software. There are ones that are turned, meaning this one, and I didn't close my opening up yet, but this one is turned through an opening. There are many different shapes. Again, I don't know, there might be a dozen different shapes. This one just happens to be this shape here, like an inverted V, I'll call it. But again, you can put whatever you want, make more banners, add to it, change this quilting. You don't like it? You can do so many different things. And this ribbon is just ran through the buttonholes that are up there at the top. Again, this is in the software. If you want to stitch this just like it is, load it, stitch it. You're ready to go. This is a banner from the category that I call non-fray, which means it's been stitched on something that doesn't fray. This has a base of felt on it. So it was on felt. I created an applique over the felt. There's a satin stitch underneath here. It's hard to see because I put a motif stitch over top of it. Part of a built-in font that I use from the software, brought in a design. There's background quilting. You can see that. And this is just an artwork shape. All I did was turn it into an applique, stitch it on a piece of felt, and stitched it out, and just kind of added it on there as something dimensional. My intention was to do an O and a Y and spell out joy. But I haven't had time to finish that yet, but that was my intention with this. And Ginger's asking, does the software save to all machine formats? Yes, it does. It saves to all of them except for art, which you have to have software that will save to that particular format. A lot of Bernina machines, though, now use EXP. So it does save to every machine format out there. Here's a banner. Now, this was just a square banner or a rectangular banner for 5x7 hoop. I enlarged it. I think I enlarged this to 9.5 by 14. And I made a little sign, a little hanging sign for my sewing room. This seam ripper is built in. I'm going to bring it up higher. Look how nice the lettering stitches. This is built-in lettering from the software. something, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you. I'm going to bring it up as high as I can. See that background quilting? They are little sewing machines. One is facing to the left and one is facing to the right. And I created this from shapes built into the software. Remember I talked about the shapes? And I have done tutorials on this already of how to do this. It's so easy, so much fun. And again, I made it, the size that I wanted it to be. And you can make things the size you want them to be. So I'm going to set that over here and let's see. Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff here. There are hangings in the software. So here's an 8x8 square hanging. You can see trying to show you the quilting, which can be changed and customized. This is a built-in design right out of the software. See how nice that looks? So this is 8x8. You can load it and stitch it or change it how you want it to be. Here's another type of a hanging. This one, let me grab this one. This one is a 6x10 hanging. This one is what I call a pieced hanging, meaning, they're two separate fabrics. And look at that scalloped edge down there. Look how pretty that is. So this built right into the software. Load it, stitch it, get one of those little hangers and hang it on there. You don't want it to say sipping on sunshine. These two fonts are built in. Change it. You don't like this design? Change it. You can do whatever you want. And Sheila, now the tutorials, there are two of them that are built into the software. And well, hold on. I'll show you the two that are built into the software. I have done some things on my YouTube channel. You can, you should be following me on my YouTube channel because Facebook right now they're starting to delete older live videos. So, everyone should be following the YouTube channel if you want. Let's see. I was trying to look at some questions. Jan says, all of the templates that come with the software are great, fast and easy projects. And Jan has stitched a lot of them and she does some beautiful work. And I appreciate you posting all of your work, Jan. Here's another one of the 8x8 templates for a hanging. Again, look how pretty that scalloped edge is. This is built in. Load it, stitch it. You don't want it to say Happy Easter? Change it. This font is built in. Look at how pretty that is. The bunny. This is a built-in shape. And all I did was click it and say, make it an applique. And it did. And I used some cuddle fabric on. And it's just so cute and soft. So any of those, what did I say? 320 shapes built in. Put any, do anything you want or bring in a design from the software or from your own stash. This is another little hanging. This one has a border around it. So this is a template. Bring it in, stitch it. You don't like it, then you just change it. You customize it. And Lori has said she has had more fun within the Hoop Designer than she's had in a long time. I absolutely agree. Every day I'm playing in the software and seeing what I can do. And when I do, I'm making plans to share that with you. So that's something to look forward to. Again, here's another hanging. This is another shape of a hanging. So in that hanging category, like this would be one of them, one template. This is another template. So I can't remember offhand how many actual hanging templates there are. Show you, this one has a stippling background fill. Again, you don't like what it says, change it. You don't like that design, which is built in. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's built into the software. And this one's on a little hanger right now, but do you notice anything? It's the same template and I changed it. How did I get these two pieces? There's something in one of the categories called, I think it's design your own parts. And there are two types of zippers. And I will talk about that in a second. And there is a 1/4 inch seam. So I brought in that 1/4 inch seam and I put it right here so that I was able to lay down the fabric, put this one upside down on top, have it seam, fold it down, and take this original and turn it into this. And I mean, this is totally different from that. This one, I did some star quilting up here. Let me bring it up higher. That's metallic, King Star metallic thread. And the star pattern, I made that using built-in artwork. And it is so easy to do. That's in one of those templates that's built into the software. I added this lettering. You can put lettering in a circle. You can put lettering in, lines. You can, do a lot with the lettering. The star is built into the software. So you can make these little hangings for any holiday or whatever. Let me show you this. So I just showed you those hangings. Now look how big this is. It is the same hanging as this. I brought it in. Of course, I enlarged it. I think I did this in my 9.5 by 14 hoop. Not exactly sure. Changed the quilting. As you can see now, it's more of a, I kind of wanted to mimic like a rainbow. The lettering built in. These flowers, I created all of these using artwork that's built in. And they're kind of like a, let me kind of hold it up here. They're a frayed flower. I wanted them to look kind of rustic and just kind of frayed. All of this built-in artwork that I basically clicked, turned it into stitches. This tutorial to make this hanging is on Embroidery Garden's website. If you go there and along that top menu bar, click classes, it will open up virtual classes and video courses. It's under video courses of how to do this. I take you from the start to the end. But I think that's so cool that you can do that. Something else, let's talk about mug rugs again, because everybody likes mug rugs. This is just another template. This template happens to have a applique area built into it. Load it, stitch it. You don't like let it snow, change the lettering. And if you want to change this lettering, and let's say you wanted to say instead of let it snow, I don't know, I can't think of something offhand, but it would still keep it in that circle. And that's built in snowflake. I did that metallic. Here's another one. It's a rectangular mug rug, no applique on it. This is like a little mat. Look at that bee. Look how cute that is. Quilting here, quilting in this area. It's a little hard to see because of the color. It's got a candle wick. You don't want a candle wick. You want a motif. You change it. All these things can be changed. I'm going to go back and kind of look at a few questions here. TJ Tech, are we allowed to sell the digital patterns that we create in your software? So if you are creating something from a template that is built in, if you are creating something from a shape built in, you can use those for personal use. You cannot take something that is built in and say, oh, I'm going to put a dog on here and I'm going to change the lettering. You cannot sell that. You did not create that. That was built into the software. You can take anything built into the software, stitch it out, and sell the stitched out finished files. As long as as many as you want, you can sell the finished files, but you can't just take a template, throw something different on it, and sell it. You didn't create the template. So I hope that answers that question. Callie, let's see, you have, is there a way to be able to see the weld icon on the menu bar instead of having to right click and find it? Yes, and I think you were one of those that was asking about the keychain, and I'm going to actually show that as soon as I get through these samples. Lorraine, can you use a quilt fill in the fiber form? Yes. I have fiber form inside of here because this is so large, and you can see I wish that would show up a little bit better because it's so cute in person, but those sewing machines look absolutely adorable on there. Joyce wants to know, can I open an artwork file and the software automatically turn into a digitized design? No, not within the Hoop Designer. You can't do that. You can work with SVG files and do things, but not with an artwork file. You're talking about auto digitizing, and that's not in the Hoop Designer software. DIME does have other software that will do that. This is what I call a pieced mat, meaning fabric's put down, other pieces are put on top, stitched and flipped over. Coffee on My Mind is built in. This template is all built into the software. Envelope style back on that. I'm going to try to get through some of this other stuff really quickly. We've got a couple of these templates. They're like a doorknob hanger. Baby sleeping, fiber foam is in this one. Don't like the designs, change them out. Change out that background quilting if you want. There are some notebook covers built in. This one is one that would be stitched. This is cork, so you would need something non-fraying. I made this, it's got an applique area here that you can use fabric on, add whatever design you want. And let's say you change this design. It's going to put it right there where it needs to be. You're not going to have to guess where it needs to be. But then you got your notebook inside. And again, there are instructions for all of these projects. Same thing. This is, I made a little sewing notebook cover. You can see the quilting on there. I don't have a notebook to put in this one. This is an eyeglass case. I've got so many shaped foam in here to protect my glasses. Again, you don't like the quilting, you don't like the designs or the lettering, change it out. Let's see, quickly, I'm going to try to get through. Oh, zipper bags. We have to talk about zipper bags. So within the software, there are round bags, rectangular bags, hexagon bags, square bags, and then this is another rectangular bag. So the bags, all of the bags are included in or with either a number 3 zipper, so you have the placement, the tack down for a number 3 zipper, or for a number 5 zipper, because we know number 3 zippers and number 5 zippers are different. This came right out of the software. You want a different name, you just change it. You don't like the butterfly, you change it. You can customize these bags any way that you want. You don't like my, what do I call that? Diamond quilting? Change it. This was a fully customized bag that I did. I don't have a, the one that is this size stitched out that came right out of the software, but I took the one in the software, added Love to Sew. These are 2 different fonts built in. This design is built in. Look how cute that is. The background quilting, I created that, custom quilting. And again, that is one of those tutorials that will show you how to do that. But all these bags are fully lined inside, no raw edges, just like all of my designs are. You have the bags come in all sizes. And then you have, like I said, the square, rectangular, round, and hexagon. This bag shows one that I customized. I changed the quilting to this, I don't know, they call it a wave. And this is one of my designs from my hand sketch floral collections that I merged into the software and stitched it on the bag. So many things you can do with zipper bags. All the zipper bags you're ever going to need are in this software, and you can customize them to how you want them to be. Let's see. Is there a template for a cup cozy or a baby bib? Not at this time. Darlene wants to make the doorknob hangers. Haven't played with that layout and in the hoop software. Darlene, start playing around. If you look around through the software, you can see tons of templates that you may not have seen to start off. Lorraine wants to know the difference between a number 3 and a number 5 zipper. Let me grab these two because I think these are both two different zippers. Number 5, it's wider. It's about 1.25 inches wide. So on those templates, the placement, the tack down, the lines that stitch the fabric above and below the zipper are lined up for a number 5. Number 5 also, they usually have bigger teeth and a bigger pull. Number 3 zippers are ones that you get basically, for dresses, skirts, things like that. It's only about 1 inch wide. The teeth are smaller. The pulls are normally smaller. Number 5s, you usually have to order those, more online. Some stores carry them. Now that we don't have Joann's, you can probably get number 3s still at a lot of different places. Let's see. Ginger's asking, are the past 2 bags from some of your designs on your website? So a bag is a bag, really. I do have bags that are rectangular, and I have bags that are round on my website. But these are the ones in the software that you can customize. Darlene says there are so many templates, excellent value for the software. It really is, because not only do you have those 200 templates, but you have the ability to customize them. Esther, can you choose in the software the number of the zipper? Yes. Every one of those zipper bags. Let me explain this again, just to make sure that everyone understands. And I think I lost the hexagon bag. Here it is. So for every one of these shapes, and so there are 4 different shapes of bags in the software: hexagon, round, square, rectangular. Every one of these bags you get it in all the sizes, like 4x4 up to 9.5 by 14. You also get all of these bags in all of the sizes in either a number 3 or a number 5. All you have to do is just choose what you want, basically. So that's easy to do. Let's see. I use the banner template to make birth cloths by enlarging and customizing it. That's great, Claudia. I'd love to see photos of that. Any bags using fancy zippers in the software? If you're talking about lace zippers, no, but those zippers that I showed in those bags, I consider those to be fancy. Those zippers that look like they're metal, but they aren't. So a couple other things. I made this like little ornament here. I made it out of denim. I got some fiber, so-any shaped foam inside there. This was very easy to make. I used a line, and then I used the repeat tool in the software. There's a repeat tool, and then it made a bunch of lines, and I went through and I applied a different motif stitch to every line. So it's kind of like stacked stitching. I really like this. I think that's so cute. And it really will tell you, you get an idea of how the motif stitches stitch out. This certainly is not all of the motif stitches. There are a lot in there. This is a built-in template. This is like a towel. It's not really a topper, I guess, but the towel, you put it over the handle like of your stove, the handle of the stove would go through here, and then you slide this up the bottom of the towel to keep it from slipping off of the stove. Built-in, Happiness is Homemade. That is a built-in design. You got the quilting here. Don't like it, change it. This, I did it a live last, I think my May demo was on this. Built-in towel topper template. Got some quilting here that kind of makes like a little U shape. The Kale Yeah is a built-in design. I took it. I didn't want any design on. And do you see that cherry quilting? That's a shape that I turned into quilting. Easy to do. It's all in that one tutorial on Embroidery Garden's website. I created this applique using only what's in the Hoop Designer software and made a matching applique for the towel. I made a pot holder. This was using artwork. So there's a shape in the software that looks like a pot holder. So I took it and I turned it into an actual pot holder out of the artwork. Again, there's that cherry quilting. If you want to see how I did this and those other, the towel topper project, that's on YouTube. Be sure you subscribe to Embroidery Garden's YouTube channel. It's free. All you got to do is subscribe and you get notifications whenever I go live. I can't believe I got so many things to show you. There are tags built in to the software. So these are, this could be a luggage tag if you want. Again, on this one, I put some clear vinyl over, protects the stitching, just kind of makes it a little bit more durable for a luggage tag. Tags, you can use them for anything. Coasters, lots of coasters are in the software. There's a coaster square. It's got a applique in the center of it. It says whale hello. If you don't like that, change it. Don't want a whale, change it. We have satin stitch coasters in there, and this one is round. There are many, many shapes of satin stitch coasters. So it's not just a round coaster. There are square with satin stitch finishes. There are, I don't know, triangles, rectangles. There are all kinds of things already done. Load it, stitch it, or customize it. This coaster is a pieced coaster. These all have, the turned ones have an envelope style back. Here's one of those different shapes I was talking about, kind of different and unique. There's quilting on here. It's a little bit hard to see. It says be sweet, change it. This I created right out of the software using shapes. They're circles. And then I just copied and pasted and made them smaller and applied a motif stitch, just like I showed you that heart. And then I put that built-in cherry in there. And this is stitched on that OESD Luxe Sparkle vinyl. So you can see that little bit of glitter in there. And I put the clear vinyl over the top. Here's the back side. I made a customized one. This one, I enlarged it. And again, it's got the vinyl on. This one has an applique, or it could be an applique, but I just did not add fabric. I took these baseball lines out of a built-in design. I just ungrouped the design, took the, I don't know what you'd call these, the stitching of the baseball, I guess, put it on here, customize it with Go Cubs because we're near Chicago. My husband likes the Cubs. Backside looks nice. There are gift card holders in there. So you need something for a gift. Don't like happy birthday, it's an anniversary, it's something else. Change out the lettering. Do whatever you want. You don't like the eyelet, you want maybe more of a buttonhole, change it. You don't want anything, delete it. Here's another type of a holder. This one is more shaped. You can hang it on the tree if you want. Built in. Don't like this design, change it out if you want. Let's see, just a few more things to show you. And then we're going to go into that, how to create a custom keychain. So this was created with shapes built in. This is a tutorial that I believe this one is built into the software. So when you get the software, it's right there in it. And when I go in there, I'm going to show you how to access those. I think this one is built in. If not, it's on Embroidery Garden's website. But let's just kind of take a look. So what did I do? I started with a shape. So this oval or this egg shape is built in, copied it, pasted it, turned it, resized it, made it smaller, turned it into an applique. Could have had a satin stitch. This one's got a candle wick stitch. It can be any motif stitch in the software. This design is built in, this little bird's nest. I enlarged it. Hello Spring. This is built-in font, and I just typed it out. And then if you can see the custom quilting in the background, I easily created this using built-in shapes. This outer border also has quilting built into it or on it. You can barely see it there. It's like a little circle quilting. So I did this one, and then I did this one. Exact same thing, except I used the lines. Remember I told you I made lines before and used the repeat tool and spaced them out, and then just turned it into a run stitch. And now I have like a run quilting, I guess I call it, line for the quilting. These both have envelope style backs. So many different shapes. You don't want to use this shape, use a square, use a rectangle, use an octagon, a hexagon. So many shapes are built in. Just a couple more things. Oh, tomorrow when I'm on Hoop Fest at 2:30 to 3:30 Central Time, I am going to talk about in the Hoop Designer again. Some of this will be repeated, but you want to turn in. I'm going to show you how to create a zipper bag with a custom shape. So I talked about the parts kind of being built in. There are, I call it a zipper set in the software. There's a zipper set for number 3 zippers, a zipper set for number 5 zippers. What the zipper set is, it includes the stitching for the placement, the stitching for the tack down of the zipper, the stitching that puts the lining piece on the back and the fabric on the front, stitches it down, you flip it over. Same thing for this. You could take these zipper sets, combine them with a shape, and make your own shape of a zipper bag. Make it as big as you want, as small as you want. It's all up to you. This is how we've made it so easy for you to be an In the Hoop designer. And I'm going to go into the software tomorrow on Hoop Fest and show you how to create this little heart zipper bag. And I'll show you how to stitch it out if I got enough time on that show. A couple more things, keychains. And then I'm going to show you the keychain. This is also a little built-in snap bag. Got some quilting on it. There are different flap styles. So I think one is a V shape, one is a kind of an angled V. Someone in Dime by OESD's Facebook group took this size and enlarged it big enough to put their iPad in, and it looked amazing. I'm taking that idea and I'm going to be doing that soon. But let's get back to keychains. So there are built-in keychains. This one is built in. You don't like bloom where you are planted, change the lettering. It'll still keep it in a circle if you want. Little built-in design. That's one of the charm designs, one of the smaller designs. This is built in. This is a keychain, and you can put, a debit card, your license, whatever, if you want to just kind of be on the go. And this applique is built in. You didn't want it? Delete it. Put a design in. Change the letter out, or put a design inside of there. Do whatever you want. These are more custom keychains. Let me just kind of line them up. This tutorial for, let's see, this one, and this one are built into the software. I'm going to be showing you how to create a custom name keychain. On Facebook, I posted, a little Embroidery Garden's Facebook page. I posted this on there, and I said, when your name is Reen, You don't go into the store and find a keychain with Reen on it. That's kind of hard to do. You know, if your name is Sue or something, you're going to definitely find some, but not with Reen. I'm going to show you how to do this in just a second. But the tutorials that are built in, I show you how you could take a letter and create a keychain. This one, that's applique. I turned that into an applique. I used Caesar glitter vinyl on that. And I put a little, it's hard to see, but I put a little kind of a border design. There are a bunch of border designs built into the software. This is custom. I created a class of 2025. You could create a class of 2026, 27, whatever you want. But look how nice it's stitched out. Here's the back side. So easy to do these things. This one I did, but I used a satin stitch going around the edge. Backside. Backside, everybody likes to see the backside, and you can see how nice all of this stitches out. This rainbow was built in. This little heart is just a shape. So all I did was I brought in the rainbow. I brought in a heart shape and clicked it to make it a steel stitch. And then went ahead and did the custom, followed the instructions to make a custom keychain. Here's the back side. And then, of course, I had to make an In the Hoop designer keychain. So I brought in, I had this design in my stash of a little hoop. I borrowed this from something that is built into the software, and I typed this in using one of the built-in fonts and created this keychain. So much fun. I'm going to leave this out because that's what I'm going to be doing here in just one second. And I do want to talk about these quilt blocks. Okay, you know what? Let me change the camera view and bring this up, and I think you might get a better view of it. So let's see, on here, there are 6 quilt blocks. I'm just going to try to show you. Okay, these are built in. I actually think there are 2 more built in. Okay, so what can you do with them? You do quite a bit. You can make pillows. You can do what I did, make this little hanging, make placemats. But let's just take a look at it up close. Let me see if I can get 2 of them in here in the viewing area. All right, so this quilt block is built in. You can change the size. You don't like this. I'm trying to see if you can see that well. I'm going to hold it up a little bit. So you don't like this stippling there? Put in something different. You don't like that I have a bean stitch going around these little shapes? You want a candle wick? Change it. You don't like this background quilting here? Change it. You want to add a different line property to all of these hearts going around. This is a motif stitch going around that one. This is just a bean stitch, a candle wick. This is a built-in design that I put in the center. You don't like it? Change it. You know, same thing with like all of these. You don't like the background quilting? You change it. You want this to be smaller? You change it. These are flourishes that are built in that I put in the corners. You don't like them there? You want a different one? Change it. Ginger says, does it automatically add the correct underlay when you do the satin stitches? Yes. If you are using what is built into the software, it's going to stitch beautifully. These things, all of these, let's see, these on here, these corner pieces built into the software, I had to change all these sizes of this stuff to fit the size block I wanted to make. Let's see, and here's this one. So, I mean, so many things you can do. Yes, Sharon, so many possibilities. And Lisa wants to know, what is the stitch called? That is the satin stitch that finishes your designs, meaning it makes it with the front and back. Oh, the one-click applique, or it's the double-sided applique, and it's just in one click. And that was on that cup that I showed, right? The little cup coaster. I can't find it right now, but I think that's what you're talking about. let's see. Oh, this, so cute. So I bought this little mug, tumbler, whatever you want to call it, at Hobby Lobby. And I wanted to mark it with something so that no one would take mine. And basically, I just made a keychain. Let me take it off here. So this little keychain, this bee, he's built into the software. Get it so you can see it good. And I had to make the tab on this longer because it had to fit around, you know, see how thick that is? It had to fit around there. So I just elongated the tab on this one. See the wings on there? The design that's built into the software, the stitching on here is very light, so you can see through it. But I put a piece of Mylar underneath there before I stitched it, and then I used King Star Silver Metallic. I also put that vinyl over the top, and this is made just like how I'm going to show you in a second here, that how you make a custom name keychain. You can either make a name or bring a design, do the same process, and have a keychain. Let's see. I'm going to do one more, show you one more thing, and then talk about that edge-to-edge quilting kind of thing, and then we're going to show you how to do that. So something else in the software. Okay, there are these little stands you can get, and they are sold, designs by Machine Embroidery. Stands up. It's this little stand, an arch stand. There is I call a calendar cover, and you can see it's all fully lined inside. Fits perfectly onto the stand. And you can make one for every month. You don't like what's on here? Change it out. You don't like the quilting? Change it. Included are the files, instructions to make these little number cards, I'll call them. You don't like this font? You change it out. You don't want an applique? Delete it or change it out. But then they would just slide in, and you would change it for the different days. My grandkids would love to come to my house and be switching out these with, you make 0 through 9. They would have a ball with this. But here's the back side. Everyone likes to see the back of things. The back side of this is just plain. But also, instead of that, here's one that, let me put it on here. You can make, this menu is included. So this applique shape is included. This whole thing, this template is included. You want a different shape? Add it. Don't want this shape? Take it off. This is chalkboard fabric. So this could be erased, and every day you could set up your menu. Here is just like a little winter one. Tammy, my friend, who is, excuse me, an educator for DIME by OESD, made and let me grab the other one again. What she did was she used this and changed this to Countdown to Christmas, added a couple of Christmas trees, and then she's made the numbers so that you can change it out to count down to Christmas. And I thought that was an absolutely wonderful idea. And some of her events, she shows that. But basically, those are the samples that I have to show. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, you saw a recent post that I made about creating edge-to-edge type of quilting files. And I'm going to be showing you how to do it. Basically, how I do it in the Hoop Designer software is I'm using a built-in artwork shape, and then I'm using the pin, and I'm drawing them and connecting them. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can connect and get it to stitch out. How you want it to stitch out is in a continuous pattern with no backtracking, and just be a continuous line. And I'm going to show you this. I just finished working on this. For those of you that don't know, I'm also a Shannon Fabrics Cuddle Ambassador. So Cuddle is like this luxurious, furry, soft fabric that Shannon Fabric sells. And I made this, it's a table runner. It's for, of course, the 4th of July coming up. But why I'm showing you this is, and I'm going to try to find a block you can see it good. See that quilting? I created this in the Hoop Designer software. So the star, and it's down here in this white area too. It's just a little bit harder to see. So basically what I did was I brought in the star, and I think on the back, maybe you can see it better on the back. All right, so I brought in the star and I drew these curly Q swirls all around and made sure that they connected. There's really only a few things you have to know to make sure that it stitches out right. And I, did it in every block. And this is my actual template I'll show you. So this is what I created. I printed it out so I could center it in my blocks. But it was so easy because I brought in the star, which is a built-in shape. And then I took the drawing pin and just started making curly cues and going around and around. And you just kind of have to make sure that things connect. And you use the combine tool, and you use, I think the combine tool is the only one that I use, but I'm going to be showing you all that soon. So again, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and that you follow me on Facebook. Now, let's finally go into the software, and I'm going to show you how to create a custom name keychain. Or again, it doesn't have to be a name. You can just bring in a design, follow the same steps, and do the same thing. So I'm going to share my screen, and let me find it here. All right. So now I am in the Hoop Designer software, and I'm hoping that my audio is still going. Someone give me a thumbs up or something that you can still hear my audio. And let's see, I want to make sure that you can. You know what? I'm going to try to do it like this so that I stay up on the screen. If you can still hear me, let me know. Okay, I got a question here. Rose wants to know, what is this bee keychain stitched on? I've been using a lot of the OESD Luxe Sparkle vinyl, and that's what the bee is actually stitched on. Then I put their clear vinyl over top of it. All right, so let me get rid of this, and I'm just going to leave the full screen up. Hopefully you can see it better, and we're going to make a custom name keychain. So I am in the Hoop Designer software. Down here where you see the little shopping cart, make sure that, one second here. Sorry. Make sure in the shopping cart, make sure that you are in the Hoop Designer software. When you come over here to those 3 dots, what you want to do is make sure that it is default, okay, that you're in this software. So to make the keychain, you're going to come up to the text tool, click in the design space. It already is going to put the letter A in of whatever font you used last. So here are the built-in fonts, and in the Hoop Designer software, I'm going to use Diana VS, and I'm going to type in green and hit apply. What I like to do at this point is I want to kind of know what size this is, because I don't want a little teeny tiny keychain, but I don't want a keychain that's, ending up being, 6 inches long or something. So up here in the transform icon, it's going to give me the size, and it says it's just a little over 2 inches long and not even an inch high. So I'm going to bump up that width to 3.75 and hit apply. So now there's the name. I'm going to select it with the arrow over on the left so that I can move it around, move it down so you guys can get a better look. Now, next, what I need is an outline around here. This is basically, I'm starting to work on the stitch that is going to stitch my marine vinyl to the piece that I put on the back side, the other piece of marine vinyl. So I'm going to right click, drop down to Utility, Create Outline. It opens up the Create Outline window. So under Distance, this is how far this stitching is away from the letters. I'm going to start it, I don't know, I'm going to start at 14 and see how I like it. Down here at Joins, you can make a, you have the choice of bevel, round, or miter. And that's just kind of like how you want this outline to go around your letters. I want it to kind of curve around them, so I'm going to pick round, and I'm going to hit preview and see how I like it. Well, you know what? I don't like this area right here. So I'm going to bump it up. Maybe I'll bump it up to 0.16, hit preview, see how I like it. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and it puts the outline around the name. At this point, this outline is only artwork. See over here where it says artwork. That outline is just artwork. That means it's drawn on there. It's not stitches. The text is stitching right now. I'm going to change the color of my text because once it stitches that text, we're going to want it to stop, our machine to stop, so we can add that piece, that second piece of cork or vinyl, whatever, onto the back side. But we need a tab, right, to put the snap in. So if you go up to Shapes, and I mean, here are some of those 320 some shapes built in. But under Shapes, I actually put in keychain tabs. And the keychain tabs are in 4 different styles. You see this one, it's basically squared off at the top. This one has more of a sloped kind of curves at the top. This one is just rounded at the top. And this one has a curve at the exact top. Another thing about these tabs, this one, you notice the name. At the end of it, it says 1.0. This tab also has 1.0. There will be 4 of them. 1.0 means you're using 1-inch hardware. This style, it says it has 50 at the end. These are all for 1/2-inch hardware. These that say 75 at the end are for 3/4-inch hardware. I like to use 3/4-inch hardware, and I'm just going to pick this style, click OK. It brings it on here. I don't have to resize it or anything. I do need to rotate it though. And I'm going to put it on this end. And what you want to make sure of is that this tab goes inside of that outline. You know, and you can put it, you know, wherever you want inside of that outline, but it has to be completely inside of the outline, the end of it. So right here, the end of the tab right here is inside of this outline. To get these 2 pieces to weld together to make one single piece, you need to select both of them. So I'm selecting the tab, and I'm holding down the Control key, and I'm selecting the other outline. Up here along the top menu bar is Weld. You click it, and now it's made this one continuous piece. I'm going to undo this because I've had a few questions that people say they don't have the weld button, and this is what I think they're doing. So when you have your outline done around your name and you have your tab done, I think people are selecting both of them. Then you notice up here at the top, weld is not available. You can't use weld with stitches. So you cannot have the stitches selected. You have to have just the artwork selected. Hit weld, and then it puts it together. So this right now is still only artwork. So you right click, convert to, run. Now, if you wanted a steel stitch, a satin stitch around it, you could certainly do that. Let me go back to it, convert. See, you can do a steel, which would just basically be a satin stitch. You can turn that into an applique if you want, but I kind of like this run stitch. So with the run stitch selected in the upper right, it opens up the window. So right now it's set for standard. Standard means it's going to go around it one time, like a single running stitch. 2-ply means it's going to go around it 2 times. Bean, that's your triple stitch. And motif, you could actually use one of the built-in motif stitches. Any of these, a candle wick, a chain, a stem, any of these decorative stitches. I kind of prefer to use a bean stitch, and I'm going to hit apply. Your keychain is done and ready to stitch. It's that easy. I'm going to give you, though, a pro tip, okay? And here's the pro tip. With this outline selected, if you click the Shapes tool, you're going to see this red circle. And then when I touch it, you see the green circle on my cursor. Green is for start, red is for stop. If I leave the start and stop right here, my start and stop is going to be right on the front of my keychain. A pro would take that start and stop and put it on the tab. Now, if your tab is going to go to the back side, you're going to snap to the back side. I would move it closer to the end here, because that means this part of the tab is going to be behind over here and be hidden. If you're going to snap it to the front, I'd move it down here a little bit, because now this end of the tab is going to snap and kind of cover up this area there. So on mine, I made it snap to the back. So I'm just going to move it there. You also have to move the stop there. So now the stitching is going to be hidden a little bit. And let's quickly watch and see how this is going to stitch. You got your stabilizer hoop. You've got your marine vinyl, whatever you're stitching it on down. Here comes your lettering stitches or your design. Could be either one. Take the hoop off the machine, turn it to the back side, place your second piece of marine vinyl cork, whatever you're using, and then it stitches it together. I'm selecting, so I can select tool to select everything. You would want to rotate this so that it fits into your hoop. This is going to fit into a, let's just check the transform, a 5x7 hoop it'll fit into. And you are ready to come up to File, Save As. Save it as your format. Here are all the machine embroidery formats you can save to. Save it, and you're ready to stitch it. And that's how easy that is. So let me get back over here, and let's see. Let me get me put back up here. That's what I need to do. And hold on a second. And let me get me big. Darn. Hold on. Got a little issue coming up. Can't get myself big again. There we go. All right. So that was really easy. And okay. So of course, can't see what you're showing. Can't see the tabs. So what are you saying? That you couldn't even see what I was doing at all? You couldn't see that demo at all? We aren't seeing that shapes menu. Can't see pop up where you make choices from. All right, so let me see if I can do this again, and I'll go through it very quickly. Let me share the screen. All right, so I'm going to open up a new page. Text. Click on the screen, opens up the text window. Typing in my name, hit apply. Whoops, I don't want that. I had caps all selected. All right, hit apply. Here's my name. I'm going to resize it with the transform, making it, I'm just choosing 3.75, hit apply. Right click. I got to select it. right click, utility, create outline. I'm going to make my distance. I think I made it 14 or 15. I made it round. Hit OK. There is my outline going around my artwork. Tabs. The shape is up here. It's the little heart. It's up in that top menu. It's the second shape over. Drop down to shapes within the shapes category. Drop down to the keychain tabs. Grab it. Click OK. Rotate it. Whoops. Undo. Undo. Grab my tab. Stick it over at the front. Let me get everything where you can see it on the screen. The tab is selected. The tab is selected. The outline is selected. Weld it together. Right click. Convert to a run. And I made it be a bean stitch and clicked apply. These two things right now I have on the screen are the same color. So I want to make sure that the two things are a different color. So if I make it green, I'm ready to stitch. So let me get back now to okay, now I'm back. Hopefully you saw it. You can't see the right click pop up. Again, this tutorial is built into the software, and I should have shown you that while I was in there. Let me go back in there one more time. Click share. All right, so down at the bottom, I'm down at the bottom under where you have your purchases, some designs, and the sequence window. If you click on the shopping cart, go to In the Hoop Designer, find it. Those three dots next to it. Tutorial. There's a manual. There's a built-in manual. You can click on that and see the manual. There's the tutorials. Click on that. It opens up the built-in tutorials. Here are all the tutorials that are built in. Here's a bunny project that I did. Here are the keychain projects. And what I did was I show you how to do those three different keychains. So if you are not seeing the, hold on, let me get back over here. If you are not seeing the weld, there's something wrong. You're not doing it. And I can't tell you unless I see what you're doing. So if you're having a problem, email me, support@embroidery.com. Take a picture of your screen and show me what you're doing. That's the only way I'm going to see what you're doing. Let's see. When you clicked on the heart, nothing showed on the screen. Okay. So the pop-ups, I don't know why those aren't showing. I understand what you're saying now, but I don't understand why they wouldn't be showing. I'll do a little video and I'll post a video of it. But again, if you're having a problem, I have to see what you're doing because I can't help you otherwise if I don't see exactly what you guys are doing. But any more questions before I pick the winner? Remember, #garden, get that in before I pick the winner. Let's see, I'm trying to look at the questions here. The shapes menu is not visible. All right, so that's something with StreamYard, with how I'm doing it, or something that it wasn't showing the pop-ups. Again, I will do a quick little video. I'll post it on Embroidery Garden's Facebook page. Make sure you're following it, and you can see exactly how I do it. I'll show you. It'll be a video, so everything should be popping up that needs to pop up. Someone saying they think it's a security step. I don't know what it is, why it didn't show up. I mean, when DIME by OESD are doing their videos and showing the software, you know, the things pop up. I can see them. So we will see. I'm watching questions come through. #garden, this is your last chance. I am going to share the screen for that. Let me get the window open for the giveaway. And here we go. All right, I'm going to draw the person that wins gets that $20 gift card to embroiderygarden.com. And the winner is, hopefully you're seeing this, the winner is Kimberly Stupp. You won the $20 gift card to embroiderygarden.com. Just email me at support@embroiderygarden.com and I will get that gift card to you. So thanks, everyone. I hope that you kind of got more of an idea of what In the Hoop Designer software is all about. You can purchase it from embroiderygarden.com. It's right there on the front page. You can click and get to the purchase page and read a little bit more about the software. Watch for the tutorial. I'll do a little video and I'll get it up on Embroidery Garden's Facebook page regarding how to do this. So I want to thank you all for watching and stay tuned for an announcement with my, what is this, July video. I'll do a July demo. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day.